Giants, Broncos, week 7. It is all about the blitz. Can the Broncos get after the quarterback? And of course, if you're the Giants, can you protect them? Jaxson Dart and the Giants offensive line are going up against a Broncos defense who has a blitz rate of 34.2% on the season, and that ranks them second in the NFL. Check this stat out, y'all. 30 total sacks in 6 weeks, and that includes 9 against the Jets. Is Dart ready? That's the question. So let's break down how he handled the blitz week 6 against the Eagles and how the Broncos just might go after him in today's Blue Rush Film Breakdown. All right, let's talk about what Jaxson Dart did pretty well against the Eagles. And I feel like this Eagles game was the PSATs for the SATs going up against this Broncos defense. Eagles tried to pressure Jaxson Dart, tried to rattle him. I like the way he was able to handle the pressure, get the ball out. And there was even times where he held on to the ball and he was able to allow a route develop while being blitzed and didn't take a check down, was able to hit a big gain. So let's take a look at this play first. I'm going to go ahead and let it run, and then we'll go back and we'll kind of break down why Jaxson Dart should be ready for the Broncos defense. This was a huge gain. Wan'Dale Robinson still bouncing around right now. What a tough cookie that guy is. But let's break this thing down. First, we'll start to this left side, the weak side. Right here, little Jordan Humphrey down here at the X, runs a stop route. He's got this blitz going on. Usually that hot route with the Giants offense, that hot route goes to that little 10-yard hinge. You go 10 yards, turn, come back down the stem. He didn't like it, so he went backside. So let's just check this out real quick. You're getting blitzed here. It's not there. He comes off of it. Let's break down the blitz at first because the Eagles are giving a 3-down look. There's three linemen down. You don't count these edge rushers who are technically D linemen. They're backers, but edge rushers or whatever. So I'm looking at this as a 3-4 type look. 3-down linemen, 4 linebackers here. You've got the strong side, you've got the Sam, you've got the Mike, you've got the Joker, and you've got the Will backer here. Just for sample purposes, just for this breakdown, we'll label it like that because I'm sure the Eagles defense and Vic Fangio calls it something completely different. What we're going to have with the route concept here out of this bunch route is tight end here. Daniel Bellinger is going to run the shallow cross, the drag route. Theo Johnson's going to run the 10 to 12. Corner route, and then Wan'Dale Robinson is going to run a wide depart slant here. He's going to, instead of just running a slant where it's 3 steps and up, you're going to wide depart to allow all this space to clear out, and then you slant it in there. What the Eagles are doing coverage-wise, so you've got the Joker coming off the edge, you've got the Sam coming off the edge, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with Scatterboo and the scam protection for the Sam. You've got 6 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 on 6. Jaxson Dart is protected here. But being a rookie, you see a blitz like this, you're going to want to get the ball out of your hands fast. But here's something that he did that was great. Watch his eyes here. He wanted to go to the stop route here at first. You see his eyes. You see him look over. Watch his eyes here. He wants to go to the stop route here, but you can see the corner kind of sitting on it. Sitting right where, and this is locked. This is pretty much locked. So he didn't want to take that. He immediately got his eyes off of that and worked right back to the backside. You've got the drag route here that's going to take the Mike backer. You've got the corner route here that's taking this safety. It's a one-on-one with the safety. And now you've got this safety in the middle of the field who's kind of robbing. It's you can't call it cover 0 because if it was cover 0, he would have to go. So one thing I learned when I was with the Giants back in my rookie year, one way you're going to know it's not cover 0 is if there's a body, if there's a safety in the middle of the field. Everybody's got to be going for it to be cover 0. So what this route concept does, and I'm just calling it by the individual routes because I don't have what the Giants called the entire play concept or route concept. What this shallow cross does, takes the Mike backer man-to-man, and now you got a rookie quarterback who you're thinking, all right, we're sending 6. He's going to come out with this ball hot. He jumps the shallow cross along with the Mike backer. And what that does is that opens up the middle of the field here for the slant. I think he's a little late on this slant because I think he wanted to push the ball down the field and see if he can get Theo Johnson on this one-on-one corner route if he can get out of there clean. He got a little held up there at the top of his route, at the top of the stem. So he comes off of it, and now that bought a little bit more time for Wan'Dale Robinson to have this free space, puts the ball in there, catch, gets chopped down. It's like when I see him fall like that, it's like that Kendrick Lamar soundbite when he's like ping pong, king bong, ping pong, bow. That's how he fell. So let's watch this again. So again, they're sending 6. He's protected. Look at this. Great job by the Giants offensive line and Cam Scatterbo by being able to step up and filter and follow this linebacker here. So that backer started on this side, on what's that, center here? Yeah, he started on the left side, the A gap of the center, then wrapped to the B gap. Look at Cam Scatterbo scan, replace, and plug up that gap. You are protected here, sir. And that gives him the ability to put his right foot in the ground, put that last foot on that drop back, and deliver this pass to Wan'Dale Robinson. Now, ideally, you'd want to get him the ball right now. You want to get him that ball before the hash, especially before this safety can kind of come back into play. But if he gets this ball to him earlier, he may be able to split that. But, hey, this is the rookie's first time having to handle blitzes like this, or a Vic Fangio type defense to where you're going to get different looks. And if your eyes get in trouble, it's going to get you in trouble. But great job getting back to the strong side of the route concept and being able to deliver a ball for a first down. Second thing he did here, and this is probably my favorite Jaxson Dart play against the blitz. And we'll watch it and then we'll break it down. But this is probably my favorite play Jaxson Dart put on tape that Eagles game. They're coming. Delivers a beautiful ball to Theo Johnson, and Theo Johnson goes to get some. Let's bring this thing back. This was a huge play in the game. Jaxson Dart is showing that he can handle the pressure. Not only the blitz, but maybe even the pressure of playing here in New York. This turns into an empty formation. You got trips, you got the 3-by-1 right now, but because of the motion with Motor Singletary, or is that Tyrone Tracy Jr.? Tyrone Tracy Jr., this turns into empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 guys blocking. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 guys rushing. So it's not a blitz. It's just heavy protection. He's able to protect himself when the protection breaks down. And you'll see that here. So for whatever reason, the Giants offensive line, they don't get the count right. You got to overload to this right side. You've got this backer here. Let's call him the Sam. We'll call him the Mike. And we got the nickel Will right here. Cooper DeJean, I believe. Really good. The kid's really one of the top slot corners in the NFL. Really like watching his game. You'll see when the motion takes the Mike, Zach Bond takes him out of the play. Well, not out of the play. Puts him man-to-man with Tyrone Tracy Jr. Now you've got the safety who looks like it's some sort of cover 4 look. He drops, plays man on Theo Johnson. Cooper DeJean plays man-to-man on Daniel Bellinger. So the Giants are in 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. He's got the tight ends both at 3 and 2, the 3 and 2 receivers to the strong side. And I believe that's Wan'Dale Robinson up there. What we have is a flood concept here. You've got the out. You've got, or you call it a snag, you call it a whip route, whatever you want to call it, snap route, whatever you want to call it. There's different terminologies for it. You'll see it. And then you got what we call, for the love of the game, go route. You're just trying to take this guy out of here. You got to clear this place. You got to clear all this space out. We call it a mandatory outside release. So if he was getting pressed or there was roll coverage, He'd have to turn. He'd have to, even if you get pushed out of bounds, you had to fight like hell to turn this corner away from the action that's coming towards him. We're going to flood that zone here. And then obviously we got flat control with Tyrone Tracy Jr. With this little bubble route that he's running here. So let's watch it. Let's break this down as this goes. Boom. Here goes this, what do we call it? Here goes the Sam right here. They doubled the guard in the center, both doubled here. Guard takes, remember, there's an overload to this side, and both of these guys slanted. This is great dial-up by Vic Fangio to get a free rusher when there's 5-on-5. They doubled, he slanted, they doubled, and now the guard here takes this man head up, and this leaves this C-gap wide open for this Sam to run through. Jermaine Illuminor is getting a little late leakage here. But this is what I love about Jaxson Dart, and this is why his offensive line loves him. He doesn't panic. Look, he's got the little step. He feels that heat. He doesn't panic and try and get out of there. He trusts, one, his route runner, and two, he trusts this protection to hold up 0.8 seconds more so he can deliver this football. He knows he's about to get drilled in the mouth. He's staring down the barrel of a loaded football gun. And this linebacker is here to take his head out. But the fact that he stays in the pocket for as long as he can and doesn't bail out, he makes this play a possibility. Here, watch this hit. All right, so he didn't get hit in the mouth. The wraparound gets him. But look, watch this. He could have easily tried to get out of there, y'all. He could have easily tried to step up and run through that rush lane, that vacant rush lane, or what looked vacant at the time. He could have easily tried to spin out and try and buy some time or buy time with his feet. But he stayed in there, stayed at his drop point, and he took the hit and delivered a great football to Theo Johnson. As he gets a little bit more comfortable and as he sees more, he's going to realize, he's going to know what he wants right away. And he's going to anticipate this throw. That's basically what I'm saying. He's going to anticipate this out route a little bit faster. And this is just me, and I'm just being nitpicky right now, playing Monday morning quarterback. I'm doing it with a mouse, not with the actual football in my hand, with a linebacker ready to take my head off. So you see how he holds the ball here, and he's delivering it right now. Still on-time throw. On-time throw. And that's the only way this ball gets completed, is if it's an on-time throw. So Jaxson Dart, guys, you are seeing he is getting comfortable, one, identifying where the protection breakdowns could be. He's being great with his eyes. And two, he's being great with his anticipation. Knows he's going to take a hit. Anticipates his route runner getting open and delivers a ball for baby Gronk to run somebody over. You love to see that. Now, here's what he's going to see this week. With a Vance Joseph-led defense, the Broncos, 30 sacks in 6 games for a reason. These dudes get after it, and they're funky with their alignments on the defensive line. And it looks like a cover 0 look here. They just spy with the safety because obviously Justin Fields can hurt you with his legs. So let's watch the play. Everybody's manned up, manned up, manned up, manned up, and they get after him. Watch this right here. He is hot. He is, I think that's Mimbu. He is hot right there. So let's see what the problem is. Let's see what's going on here. So we got a cover 0 look. Man-to-man, 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 man-to-man. Everybody else, RSVP plus whatever, because you are coming. You are invited to the party, and you are coming. So, again, when I say cover 0, everybody's coming. If you don't have a man, you're coming. 22, if this was a statue quarterback, he would have blitzed. But it's Justin Fields, so it's like it's a controlled blitz. You're there, the spy, Justin Fields trying to get out of there, you're the spy. And you think, you know what? With the way that Jaxson Dart's been running, he could see this as well. It may be cover 0, but this guy might drop out and spy Jaxson Dart as well. This ball, so I mean, they sent cover 0 to get the ball out fast. This ball's got to come out fast, but at the same time, you get tackled before the sticks. It's over. So let's just watch the blitz. Let's not worry too much about the play concept, route concepts, and all. This is just what Jaxson Dart is going to have to get ready to see. I can't see the numbers here. Is that 0? That's Jonathan Cooper, dog. Benito, dog. The Allen kid, 99, dog. They're all, bro. This defense is as advertised, and you see them getting after it. You see this pocket collapsing. So Justin Fields, when he gets to that last read, that last drop, you got to anticipate this throw. You got to make this throw. Again, don't worry about the sticks. Just worry about it getting completing this ball to even give this receiver a chance to catch, break a tackle, and get upfield. This ball has to be out. You've got to get that ball out. Protection holds up enough for him to throw a speed out. It's a 5-yard out, y'all. It's a 5-yard speed out. It's off of our, third inside foot, our second or third inside foot at receiver. You've already got leverage with this corner or this defender playing inside. You've got the leverage. You've got to anticipate this throw to give him an opportunity to make a play on the football. Mason stays in to help block, so that makes it safety. You could add on if you wanted to, but at the same time, they could try and run some sort of tight end screen. The Jets could be funky with what it is that they want to do. So he kind of watched his man block, and then he went to kind of help on Garrett Wilson. But this ball, it has to be completed. Blitz from depth. I mean, right now, everything's looking good. Everything is looking like, all right, you're protected. You should be able to make this throw and this catch. It should be routine. All right, is there a little leakage? No, you still have time to make this throw and catch. And you even have a Breece Hall, I believe that's Breece Hall here, that's ready to scan and clean up any leakage, clean up any cover, any color that he sees that's not green. And you can see him kind of eyeing, I believe that's Allen leaking late. You see him getting his eyes over to the help or to get ready to help so Justin Fields can feel comfortable but throwing this football. Maybe he tucks it because Breece Hall is in his way. But Jaxson Dart's going to have to be ready for this sort of pressure. They're going to run that cover 0 look, and they're going to spy with a guy that should be a rusher. And this safety, they're going to use a corner, or they'll use a athletic linebacker. They'll use a safety, someone who is athletic enough to tackle a Justin Fields or a Jaxson Dart in open field. Broncos got after Justin Fields the entire game. But I feel like Jaxson Dart is comfortable enough, 1, with his pre-snap reads, 2, with the protection, and 3, with his arm to make some throws that can hurt this Broncos defense. Again, you see him, when they show, 8 to 9 times out of 10, they're coming. But they do like to drop guys as well from this look. So this is where he's going to have to understand where his hots and sights are and then realize, hey, if I'm protected, I can allow some routes to develop. So let's watch it. Let's watch the play first, and we'll come back. They're coming. Another sack. Man, they got after this dude, bro. They got after this dude. 9 sacks. Again, I can't put them all on the offensive line. So right here, one thing you're going to see him in forget calling this a wide 9. Bro, this is like a wide 11. This dude is almost by the numbers. He is outside of Mason Graham or this tight end that's in this stack look the point man from this stack look, to which as a receiver-wise, when we're in these stacks or these bunches, the point man is usually 3 yards from the end man on the line of scrimmage. So let's say that's 3 yards right here. He's what, 1 to 2 outside of he's 5 yards from the end man of the line of scrimmage. And that's in the rushing. And that's to keep Justin Fields contained and to keep him inside, so this inside pass rush can bottle him up. It's kind of like the same thing on the outside here. At the snap, you get the chip block from all the way out here. What this does, though, that keeps somebody in. Anytime you're trying to chip or you're trying to keep a tight end or a running back, you're keeping a guy in to help with protection. You're taking him out of the route. And I know you're like, no ish, Sherlock. But at the same time, you need to get guys out in the pass route concept, so there's more guys to throw to than just 3 guys. So you can keep guys in to protect. This is almost like max protection here on a 4th and long. It's max protection, and you're only running a 3-man route. You're running a 3-man route here. Max protection. They got 4 to guard 3. Because you kept this tight end in, they switch off here with the crosser, with the deep over. They switch off instead of Patrick Surtain. I believe that's Surtain or whoever, or that could be McMillan. If that's McMillan, he passes in the in-breaking route, and then he waits for work out here for his side. But shout out to Vance Joseph, defense coordinator for the Broncos, for scheming that up. Nothing's open here. No, it's fourth and at least 8. If anything, you can't take this sack. You got to at least throw that thing up there, give him a shot. But this is what Jaxson Dart is going to be facing. You're going to have these edge rushers and throwing downs, 3rd and long, 4th and whatever. They're going to be in these wide techniques, and they're going to send pressure up the middle to make sure that he can't step up in the pocket and hurt them with his legs. Again, there's a reason they have 30 sacks. There's a reason why I believe 10-plus guys on their team have sacks on the season. There's a lot of guys that have registered a sack on the season, and it's because of this chaos of them getting after a quarterback. Again, look at the nickel wheel here. Looks like it's man-to-man here, right? Nope, he's blitzing from depth. Back has to come over. Back does a great job stonewalling him. The tight end maybe did a little bit better job of blocking. Maybe he'd have a little bit more time, but I would never, on a 4th and long, ask a tight end to block a potential Defensive Player of the Year award candidate in a 4th and long situation. So this is what Jaxson Dart is going to have to get ready for when it comes to the Broncos. Looking at potential blitzers going straight through these A-gaps to create pressures. Or they go A-gaps and then they bluff and back out. You're going to have defenders, edge rushers, and wide techniques to try and contain you in the pocket. And then you've got some bullies up front that's going to try and create pressure within the interior and to get you to move off of your mark. Jaxson Dart has to be sound with a couple of things here. 1, he has to be sound with his protection. 2, you wonder if Brian Dable and Mike Kafka are going to add some things to where now he can give some Lucky and some Ringo calls to where maybe he's advanced enough at this point to be able to slide protections so he could protect himself by sliding the line. How much do they keep the tight ends and the backs? 1, in, 2, chip, and then release. And then 3, how much do they go down the field? Are they going to protect him with quick game? Obviously, look, it's 4th down here, so you can't really go quick game. But do you protect this quarterback, your young quarterback? Do you protect him by going with a lot of quick game to get the ball out fast? Either way, I felt like the Eagles kind of prepared Jaxson Dart a little bit for what he's about to see against the Broncos on Sunday. It's all about Jaxson Dart applying what he's learned these past 3 weeks and obviously during his time with the New York Giants, applying that to what he already knows in his skill set and making them pay when he can. Teams that blitzes, you can make them pay by sending receivers in the gaps, into the spaces or the real estate where they void because of the blitz. If they can do that, they've got it. They've got a chance. Let's hope they can do that on Sunday.